No one word can really describe this class. Will this class change healthcare? Yes, this class will change healthcare by not settling for the status quo and pushing those in charge to question the piecemeal care and disjointed care of our delivery system. And they will refuse to be part of the workforce that participates in practices that do not promote the population's health.
This is the class that had to interview for residencies remotely, not getting to visit programs, and are moving to locations they've never visited, never been, to start their residency training.
I predict that this class will be an incredible, innovative group of leaders that will truly transform healthcare.
I am so excited to see how they are going to be leaders in their communities, how they're going to take the lessons of social determinants and bring them into whatever field of medicine they go into. I'm incredibly inspired by all of the work that they've been doing to help those who don't have access to health care easily.
I think given the fact that all of our students have had experience in public health or some sort of bigger picture initiatives in healthcare, they have a different outlook than other physicians would, and I think they will be able to see things on a bigger scale and hopefully use their experience from their third year to not just take care of patients individually, but and make changes on a policy level or public health level.
What I'm going to remember most about this class is their optimism. There was no problem too big, too challenging, and they questioned a lot of the healthcare system. Why is medicine this way? How can we make it better?
It's that resilience. It's that spark. It's that enthusiasm. It's that we're here for a mission, but we're also here to just be there for one another. So I'm just really going to remember that sense of wonderment and that excitement and that enthusiasm and that spirit that you just wanted to give back. And then he actually did.
Welcome, everyone. It's great having you here, at least virtually. I want to thank first the family and friends who've gotten our students here to this point. I know it hadn't been easy, and they wouldn't be here without your support. I think we should recognize the community. We wouldn't be here as a medical school if we didn't have the buy-in from the community of Travis County. That links us to this community in such an important way, and that's a critical part of the education that you all have received. And through them, we have a number of closer partners in Central Health, the county safety net being one of those critical partners. But another important one is Ascension, Texas, our hospital partner, who's done so much to partner with us to improve the clinical care and training for our community. We have a lot of donors, and I can't thank them all, but the ones that have been really important to the students have been those that have supported our scholarships. And the Michael Susan Dell Foundation has been one important major donor in that space amongst others. We're here because we have such a great education team, and I almost feel like they should be up here instead of me making these comments. So I want to acknowledge that fabulous team that we have, led by Sue Cox, who we will miss as she moves on to other things at the end of this summer. So I want to congratulate the class of 2020. I think the theme for this year should be resilience, and I want to focus on that a little bit in this time of celebration. We have a tendency to focus on the things that are in our future or the things that we haven't achieved yet, particularly this group of students, and pretty much it's a common thing with physicians. It's the piece of knowledge that we don't have or the patient that we haven't been able to to save or figure out what their diagnosis is. But you have a bunch of hard times ahead. I mean, just the reality of our profession is that you can't save everyone. You can't make all the right diagnoses, and you'll make mistakes. And a critical tool that you need for survival is resilience. And graduation is one of those points where it's not quite a mindfulness point. It's not, recognizing your breath and feeling your body, but it is recognizing where you are in time and all that you have achieved up until now. You've come a tremendous distance from, even back in high school. If you hadn't worked so hard there, you wouldn't have gotten into a great college, and then of course your undergraduate years, all the extra work that you did as a pre-med. Most of you, pretty much all of you, did something outside of school as well that let us know what a great leader you had the potential to be, and so you've done that as well. And now you've just spent 4 really hard years learning to be doctors. Some of it was fun, some of it was not fun. I'm sure there were tears, and I know there have to be, because of the difficult situations that you've all faced as we've learned together. This last year too epitomizes the importance of resilience, to have faced so much death and suffering, and the unfairness with which it was distributed in our communities, and to have faced that mostly alone and without friends and family close by, has been extremely difficult. So just take a moment and recognize what a wonderful time this is. You have just become a doctor. You've just completed an incredible course of work and learning and achievement. And just remember that when things are rough, just how far you've come. It's really remarkable, and I hope you will celebrate, and celebrate with your friends and family as you deserve to celebrate. Yes, you have a lot to learn, and yes, you're on to the next adventure, but please celebrate now. So this isn't the kind of graduation that any of us had dreamed that we might have, so please know that you're welcome to return. We'd love to have you come when we're all together, and we'll fit you into whatever class is graduating in person next year, once the pandemic is behind us. And also, I should say, please remember, Dell Med's a special place, right? You chose us, we chose you. As a physician, you have a major obligation to society, to give back in healing and keeping as healthy as possible the people that you interact with. But as a Dell Med graduate, you have a bigger responsibility, and that's to your community, to think bigger about what's needed in our health system and in our communities to make the communities healthier, to make people healthy, even when they're not our patients. So with that, it's now my privilege to present to you the Dell Medical School class of 2021. Please join me in applause as we recognize our students.
Thank you, Dean Johnston. The class of 2021 is a remarkable group, and today we get to observe these students officially transition to doctors and becoming a member of that noble tradition. To the class, I want to take a short minute and say one thing to you that I said at your white coat ceremony 4 years ago. You are incredibly special as individuals and as a group. As you may recall, I didn't say that to flatter you. I said it to obligate you. People of amazing backgrounds and abilities like yourselves do not have the luxury of living ordinary lives. Continue to do extraordinary things. Continue to revolutionize how people get and stay healthy. Don't forget to earn the trust that has been and is being placed in you. And on behalf of the countless patients and communities that have and will benefit from your accomplishments these past 4 years and in the future, thank you. It's now my privilege to recognize your Doctor of Medicine degree on behalf of the University of Texas at Austin Dell Medical School. Tower Society, Dr. Pandian's group, Abby Amadden. Emily Lynn Clark. Hyun Young Jung. William Baldwin Squires. John Zachary Timmons. Dr. Mariquin's group, Samuel Malouf Baldazzo. Joshua Morris. Dolly Nam. Lindsay Page Sandow. Dr. Wright's group, Alyssa Ellerbrock. Christopher H. Lamb. Emily Lead. Nitya Rao. Michael Jace Tarver. Dr. Miller's group, Khalid Mohammed Abdelrahman. Mary Beth Bennett. Harrison Minor. Ruth M. Sanchez. Michelle Zhang. Dr. Bedoya's group, Lee Morgan Fuentes. Karen Haney. Michael Meesom. Taylor Tolliver. Alex Wright. Capital Society, Dr. Kulkarni Date's group, Laura Elizabeth McBride Bashur. Decoye Montreal Burton. Lori Healy. Dr. Salazar's group, Jacob Cooper, Sanjeev Vikram Gopalkrishnan, Charlotte Heron, Megan Lewis Smith, Deanna Renee Reese White, Dr. Manja's group, Kayla Headley Nussbaum, Alex Preston, Emily Rosen, Praveen Satarasinghe, Dr. McClement's group, Frank Buchanan, Brooke Hergert, Hannah Kay, Catherine Hope Fullerton McNeil, Jamison C. Tiemann, Dr. Taylor's group, Emily Ray Burkowski, Chase Calvert, Agago Evorere, Tucker Davis Pope, Hannah Rosenthal, Pooja Srikanth, it's now my absolute privilege to present to you the Dell Medical School's newest class of doctors. Please join me in congratulating them.
Congratulations to each of our graduates. I now invite this year's student keynote, Jamison Tiemann, to share his remarks with the class.
Thank you, Dean Johnston. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for being here, albeit virtually, to celebrate the graduation of Dell Medical School's class of 2021. My name is Jamison Tiemann. I'm grateful to call myself one of 2021's Dell Med grads, and I'm honored to be this year's commencement speaker. I'd like to preamble this speech by way of a confession. When I was chosen to write and deliver this speech, my initial instinct was to consult the literature, which, for those who have not gone to medical school, means that I searched how to write a commencement speech in Google. And while I hope you'll interpret this lack of creativity as a display of transparency, I'd like to explore some of the more commonly cited tips with y'all this evening. Tip number 1, start out by thanking someone. I was not chosen to give this commencement address because of exceptional academic prowess, or because of outstanding service to the community, or because of rugged good looks. No, on all of these fronts and more, I am utterly outmatched by my peers in the class of 2021. I was, in fact, chosen to prepare this speech by my classmates, to whom I say, with a class full of people whose achievements could, and I'm sure will, fill volumes, and whose stories quite literally stretch from rushing river rapids to snowy mountaintops, I'm as concerned by your judgment in your choice of speaker as I am honored to represent you. Your willingness to share the spotlight, to give back, to lift one another up, to say yes and, has defined these last 4 years of medical school and indelibly characterized the quality that I will now expect of my future peers forevermore, to whom I can only say, good luck. I can't thank my class enough for being who they are and for making this school what it is today and what it hopefully will continue to be for a long time yet to come. A place filled with people who care, who show up for their patients, for their community, and for each other. Y'all truly are second to none. I'd also, of course, like to thank Dell Medical School, the administration, the faculty mentors, the community partners. This is a place whose classes began before buildings were ever constructed. And so it is perhaps as much defined by people as by place. And the character, talent, and passion of its contributors has made it the amazing place that it is. And finally, of course, thank you to my scholarship donors, Aliyah Nahid Kata, the Michael and Susan Dell Foundation, the Kane Foundation. Your support throughout my medical education has made my dream a reality. Tip number 2, keep it topical. COVID-19 has changed our lives. As a human society, and especially within the medical community, it has revealed who we are and clarified our mission and our character. We've all seen this clarity of vision and willingness to act firsthand from all of our courageous clinical staff during this COVID year. And as a class, we've been no exception. Volunteering and working in the hospital and on the front lines of medicine, caring for patients, integrating ourselves into research, public health, policy, business, and every other conceivable difference-making organ and avenue when it was needed most. And just as important as all of this, though perhaps less obvious, is the way that we have acted when the focus was not on us. When doing the wrong thing would have been easier than the right one, and when there was nobody around to keep score except ourselves. The importance of taking a personal stand and maintaining integrity outside of the hospital is more important now perhaps than ever before. The importance of being socially responsible members of our shared society, upholding public health advice, being a vanguard for good ideas and a bulwark against ignorance, maintaining social distance even when it means from our loved ones, making decisions and sacrifices that are hard and painful and scary and isolating. We might not have emerged from fourth year with the six-pack abs and toned glutes that we all wanted, but y'all show each and every day that if integrity was a muscle, we couldn't be stronger. Kind of a gross, weird analogy, I know. You know, muscles, anatomy, med school, whatever. I'm sure Dr. Miller would have loved it. A third tip, be specific. 4 years ago, Dean Clay Johnston called each of us personally to notify us that we had been accepted to Dell Medical School. On that day, though we were all soon to be classmates, we didn't know one another. And yet now, just a few years and thousands of Anki flashcards later, our stories are inextricably linked. In Dean Johnston fashion, I'd like to present a handful of phone calls that I might have made to y'all in your future lives as we part. Khaled, this is Jamison calling. I hope all is well in Boston and that you and Hiba are happy. Congratulations again on your marriage. I don't know if you remember this, but you taught me my first piece of medical school terminology. Diaphoretic. You know, sweaty. For example, when I gave the Dell Med class of 2021 commencement speech, I was so diaphoretic. When you imparted this pearl, we were learning about premature birth and social determinants of health. Even after hours of learning in a small room filled with dry erase fumes, you were always compassionate, inspired, and eager to make a difference. Then as now, I'm sure. All the best, and please don't forget to update your fantasy football lineup. You are embarrassing yourself. Kayla, how are you? I'll make this message a brief one because I know you're busy with policy making and patient care and your D&D campaign. I was just thinking about tourniquets. I remember when we practiced putting tourniquets on each other as third years, and when we filled up those plastic dummies with red water to simulate a bleeding extremity. You know, you, me, Emily Lead, Hannah Rosenthal. And now we get to be doctors, and we get to use our skills on real patients. And we get to be the residents who pay that knowledge forward to medical students. Hope you and James are thriving and that you and Laura get to see each other all the time. Please give me a call soon. Dekoye, can you believe that we met at a Dell Med open house at a karaoke bar and that now we're wrapping up this final ballad? I remember meeting you and thinking that you were the nicest, coolest, most fun person and hoping that you ended up at Dell. And then we became roommates, and I learned about your life and your love of singing Disney tunes, especially in the morning. And I met your family and was inspired by who you are and by your reasons for pursuing medicine. It's an honor to see who you've become and to have been a part of the process. I know it wasn't always easy, but you always made it look effortless. Your friend always, Jamison. Hey Dell Med class of 2021, it's Jamison calling. I wanted to include stories of each and every one of y'all during that commencement speech. And maybe they'll let me release the 4-hour-long director's cut at a later date. But until then, let me just say that I'm thinking of y'all, that I'm proud of y'all, and that I miss y'all a lot. Do you remember that final tip that I gave during the speech? You know, the one after be specific? It was simply inspire. I can't remember what I said at the time, though I'm sure it was, poignant and transforming. But all I can think of right now is this: please keep being yourself. Please continue to drive forward a positive culture in medicine, and please, 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 in times when you feel small and stupid and inadequate, know that there are 40-some-odd proud members of the class of 2021 and other classes full of people at Dell Med School and beyond who have looked up to you and who have gained strength and confidence because of you. Afford yourself the same mercy and awe that they have afforded you, because you are all amazing, and you're going to be amazing. Congratulations again on all your incredible accomplishments and future successes. And if you ever need anything, we're all just a phone call away, and we're here for you. Thank you everyone for being here today, and please join me once again in congratulating the Dell Medical School class of 2021. Back to you, Dean Johnston.
Thank you, Jamison, for those inspiring words. The Leonard Toe Humanism in Medicine Award recognizes a faculty member who demonstrates both clinical excellence and outstanding compassion in the delivery of care, and who shows respect for patients, their families, and healthcare colleagues. I now invite the recipient of the 2021 Leonard Toe Humanism in Medicine Award, Dr. Snehal Patel, to lead our class and clinicians joining us virtually as we recite the Hippocratic Oath.
I'm honored to lead our Dell Medical School graduating class of 2021 in the recitation of a healer's oath. I'll begin with an acknowledgement that all of us, those born and brought up as Austinites and Texans, and those who have migrated here more recently, we all live, learn, work, and practice the healing arts of medicine in a place of historical injustices. From the indigenous peoples displaced by force to the current injustices that still occur in our community every day. As we declare our intentions to help those who place themselves in our care, to courageously reimagine and transform healthcare, to call out injustice where we see it, to promote health equity, to provide compassionate care for our patients and our communities in ways that we have learned and ways that we will learn, I want each of us to gather the strength, the energy, and the love of our dearest family, friends, neighbors, and ancestors who will help us maintain our commitment to this pledge. Please join me. I swear to fulfill.
I swear to fulfill.
To the best of my ability and judgment.
To the best of my ability and judgment.
This pledge.
This pledge.
I will respect the autonomy.
I will respect the autonomy.
Dignity and privacy.
Dignity and privacy.
Of my patients.
Of my patients.
I will practice my profession with conscience.
I will practice my profession with conscience.
And in accordance with best medical practice.
And in accordance with the best medical practice.
I will remember that there is an art to medicine.
I will remember that there is art to medicine.
As well as a science.
As well as science.
And that warmth, sympathy, and understanding.
And that warmth, sympathy, and understanding
may outweigh the benefits of surgery and medications.
May outweigh the benefits of surgery and medications.
I will not permit bias, prejudice.
I will not permit bias, prejudice,
or other societal constraints.
To
impact my responsibility to my patient. And I will be vigilant in addressing health inequities. I will avoid the traps of overtreatment. And advocate for those without access.
And advocate for those without access.
I will always put patients and their families
I will always put patients and their families
ahead of personal economic gain.
ahead of my personal economic gain.
I will prevent disease and promote health.
I will prevent disease and promote health.
I will advance health in my community
I will advance health in my community
beyond the walls of the clinic and hospital.
Beyond the walls of the clinic and hospital.
I will collaborate with all members of the healthcare team to provide comprehensive care to my patients and community.
My patients and community.
I will recognize the limits of my knowledge and skill and seek the help of others when needed. I will work to improve the quality and safety of the healthcare system
I will work to improve the quality and safety of the healthcare system
through innovation, collaborative leadership, and teamwork. I will attend to my own health, well-being, and abilities in order to provide care of the highest standard. If I do not violate this oath, I will live honored knowing that I have returned to society the great investment and trust it has placed in me. Congratulations, class of 2021.
So finally, I'd like to congratulate the class of 2021. You all have impressed us with your great achievements already in these last 4 years, and we look forward to seeing many, many more achievements as you leave us. Know that we're there with you. Please stay connected. We got your back, and we're very, very proud of you. Thank you.